What's up, people? It's your boy Riley Escobar holding it down for y'all once again, and y'all listening to the Just Send It podcast. You know, the podcast created to generate debate, change perspectives, and just have that timeless conversation. And I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, my brother, the goat of this shit. Mega Man. And before I even get into that, man, I had something on the joint that I wanted to say to you. You feel me? I wanted you to hear, and it reads. Yo, I learned the game quickly, and I don't have to wait on these cats to get busy. This shit has just hit me. Like, why am I waiting for these folks who ain't focused? I just do me and show these cats that I'm the dopest. I know my man Mega, weed blower, chief smoker, peace toter. That nigga, he like the nicest. I am the little brother, spit better. I'm the brightest. I know when he hear this nigga's gonna like it. Hey.
Okay. Give me some. Okay.
So
Word.
this is going to be episode 2 of the Just Send It podcast. So let's actually get into the show. So without further ado, cue intro, please. What's good, fam? You alright, man? You chilling, man? Yeah, yo, I'm good, yo. You know, Gucci, you know, out here maintaining, trying to do my thing, yo. Good to know, man. What's good, fam? You good? Yeah, I'm good, yo. You know, try and flood the streets or whatever. You know how we do, man. We just try, we try to elevate. You know, briefcase state of mind, you know. So, like I said before, this is actually gonna be the first episode of the podcast where we have more like an in-person type of setup instead of like via Zoom. And you know who else to do it with other than the man, the myth, the legend, my bro. He really is like my brother though.
Yeah, for sure.
Mega Man.
You definitely my brother, bro. You already know. Like,
it's kind of funny. I'm gonna let him introduce
double
himself.
dragons. We like the double dragons.
You would think that like we knew each other all our life, the way that we like just click.
Word.
And like we just go on to sync about things. But we only knew each other for about 3 years. Yeah. So I'm gonna let the man introduce himself. Please introduce yourself, man.
All right, man. Well, you already know it's your boy Mega. That was a hell of an introduction. Like, word, that's what's up, man. I wasn't even expecting that, you know what I'm saying? That was fire too, you know. So yeah, but yeah, I'm Mega Man, you know what I'm saying? I be, doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Riley, that's my man. You know, he got me in here on the podcast thing now. So it's my first time. So yeah, we're gonna see how we gonna do it.
Well, before we actually get into the actual topic of the video, you know what I need. Let me get 16. Let me see if you still got it, baby. You don't look hungry no more. Man. Let me see if you still got it, baby. I know you've been working on something.
16. Oh, that's a good one.
You don't look hungry no more.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say not hungry. More so tired. I've been doing a lot of eating lately.
You don't got no heat for us. You don't got nothing.
I wouldn't say I don't got no heat. I actually just I just put some stuff out recently. So it ain't that I ain't got nothing. Let's give it some time. I might give y'all something later. You
gonna give us something later on
the show? Maybe later on in the show. Let's see how it goes. You know what I'm saying?
What's hear something off the
project. I'm just getting my feet wet.
Can we hear something off the project?
I
know you got a project working. Let's hear something. I know you got something.
Oh man. Oh, we ain't even connected or nothing like that, is we? I think I got the music with me though. I could play some music. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely play some music because I own all my music.
I think one of my personal favorite verses that I ever heard that you wrote was the Layback Music 2. That joint, the personals, that right there was crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, the You're Good joint and the Jim Kelly is fire.
Right. Yeah, you already know. That's like, man, like that's one of my favorite joints we did. Like, I hope I'm speaking in the mic. I hope they can hear me. But yeah, that's one of my favorite joints that we did, man. But Jim Kelly, and I listen to a lot of your music on the low. You already know that. Like, I told you mad times you're my favorite artist. So, you know what I'm saying? Especially like in the state, like within the state of Maryland, you my favorite. You know what I'm saying? You, my man King Mansa Musa. Shout out to my man King Mansa Musa. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he the coldest in Baltimore City. Like, that's my personal opinion, you know. But I also could be biased too, because that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but yeah, man. So
I actually been working. I'm
gonna pour some of this. I can cuss on here.
Yeah.
All right. I was about to say. I'm gonna pour some of this up in a little bit. But yeah, let me get to it because I've been, you
I
already know, like I'm just getting all my tech up and stuff like that. I was
yeah,
been through it. It's been a crazy, man. This month been a crazy month, man. But you know, we still pushing, we still kicking, and we still holding it down. So you know.
and you is kind of old. You like
Yeah,
you
you
like
hey, hold
32.
up, man. Hold up. Well, you know what? You know what? I
Like an
like
old
that. Yeah, I'm
man.
old. I'm old. And I'm gonna embrace that. I'm gonna embrace that.
Man, this man old man, yo.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Mm-mm-mm.
Old and seasoned.
I actually been writing
Professional.
some more stuff too. I think I wrote like a couple of bars this weekend.
Word.
I was gonna spit it for you after the pod, but I might as
Okay.
well spit it on the pod. I said what I said.
Fuck it, just send it.
I said walk different paths, but we both sharing common goals. You do your thing, I do my thing. It's just how it goes. One wash the other, hand in hand. Shit is juxtaposed. Some type of my.
Ooh, shit is juxtaposed. Come on, man.
I said walk different paths, but we both sharing common goals.
Mm.
You do your thing, I do my thing. That's just how it goes. One wash the other, hand in hand. Shit is juxtaposed. Life is a circle. Life is a wave. This is how it goes. What's the meaning, dog? I don't know. It's how life composed. Some take the simple road, while I'll take the dusty road.
Hey.
Built me a ship for my fam so that we can go to old money land where the hunters and Henry's roll. Pool full of power. Wasn't waffling on fucking towers. Cafe hours is the way that we can empower. Folks like ourselves to turn our words into fucking power. And I got some more bars, but yeah, I got some more heat. Yeah, you're gonna like this right here. You're gonna like this joint right here for sure.
For sure. So what we got? What we got? But this not. No, you already put out a Riley 3, right?
No,
Escobar 3.
I gotta put out the rest of those tracks. I only got out 1-1 because the guy Maurice Valentino, his birthday was maybe like 2 weeks ago in August, and like he inspired that song, so I put it out on his birthday, and I tagged him in and like, yo, like this is you, like everything in this song kind of embodies you and what you stand for and what you mean to us as homies. So like he loved the song. A lot of people enjoyed it, but that's the only song that's out is Act 4 1-1.
Right.
That's his little saying that he say I'm 1-1, 1 of 1. That's his joint, and like I'm just fucking with it. So
that's dope.
We're gonna actually do a quick hit segment real quick because I know my man Mega. Oh my goodness, this guy can really talk your head off. But like when he be talking, bro, like
I like to listen more than talk. To be honest with you,
he be spitting like.
It may seem like I do a lot of talking, because like with you, definitely like we have great bills, but you know, like honestly, I like to do more listening. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm around, you know, wise men, you know, wise sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like you already know, like I like to. That's how you get the knowledge. You gotta listen.
You gotta listen. People don't
understand. You
gotta
do more listening than talking.
People don't understand that everybody want to be at the forefront of this shit. Like they want to be the first guy to charge through the door.
Yep.
They want to be the leader, the captain of the ship.
Yep.
People don't understand. Like, yo, sometimes you gotta be you gotta learn how to play the support.
Yeah.
You know, be the
for sure
the role player. You know, be able
play
to shoot that corner 3.
If it's a team effort, or you gotta play your position.
Set the screen. Like sometimes you gotta do that, but people don't understand that. So I wanted to the quick hit question is, what kind of leadership style do you have? Or what kind of leadership style that you hope to have in the future?
That's a good question. I would say the type of leadership style that I have, if I'm put in a position to lead. Wow, I've never been asked that before. Or maybe you have asked me that before, but I forgot what I said.
I haven't asked you that at all. No, I haven't, because you've been experiencing a lot of changes, but this is kind of
my type of leadership position, man, is like I try to always do the knowledge first, do the wisdom second, and then you get understanding from that. And what I mean by that is the knowledge is you gotta first figure out, okay, if you're leading, you got a team, what you got to understand who's on your team and who they are, what they're good at. You understand what I'm saying? Understand their personalities. You know what I'm saying? Like understand their characteristics. You know what I'm saying? And so first I do that. I evaluate who it is that I'm working with.
Right.
Who are they? Are they hotheads? Are they cool? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are they smart? Are they intuitive? You know what I'm saying?
You gotta know who you're working with. Yeah.
Right. You know, like, so you got to know who you're working with, and you feel them out first, figure out what they know how to do, and then you figure out their skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your skill? Like, what you good at? You know what I'm saying? What you know, and then you figure out what makes them tick, and you know what type of environment they thrive best in, and that's what I try to keep them at. You know what I'm saying? I honestly try not to make anybody do too much. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you're good at. Like, it's funny because me and my boy was talking about that the other day at work, and he was saying like, yo, I'd rather be a jack of all trades than a master of one. And I said, well, I beg to differ with that. I'd rather be a master of one trade than a jack of all and a master of none.
And
you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, because I actually seen a video not too long ago on like Facebook, and it explained that, like, it really explained that notion. Like, one guy was a jack of all trades and the other one was a master of none.
Yeah.
And like the master of none was like, the master of one, not master of none.
Yeah, I was going to say, I said the master of one, not the master of none.
Right.
Yeah.
And the master of one was like, okay, you may know 8 different things, but like, how does that help you? Like, you don't know enough. Right. And the jack was like, bro, all you need to know is enough to get you to be proficient in it, and then you can move into the next thing.
Right.
And it's like, you can help your team and your squad and everything much more if you in that capacity.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the video, it had something like very, very neat. He said what you want to be is a jack of all trades, but also in a master of one.
At least one, yeah.
And I was like, dang, like, you want to actually kind of like bridge the two. But like, that makes sense.
And that's dope that you said that, because I wasn't even thinking of that when he said that. But my thing was, it just didn't make sense to me to say, like, I'd rather be a jack of all trades than a master of none or a master of one. And I was like, nah, like, you know, if anything, you want to be a master of one, you know what I'm saying? Like, than a jack of all trades and a master of none. Cause it's like, cause what are you really good at? You feel me? Your work is like, you know, you learning things on the fly. To me, that's what it sounded like to me. You know what I'm saying? And no shot at my boy, that's my boy, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, sometimes people, the way people think, like, especially like our people, you know, they always trying to find the easy way.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, nah, you know what I'm saying? You try to do things in order. That's my thing. I always want things done in order. And I don't like nothing done out of order.
It depends on how you apply it. Like, I would kind of consider myself a jack of all trades, right? Yeah. But I do like each trade that I know at a pretty good level, right? And I also keep learning. Like, I keep learning in that trade. Like, I keep my knowledge and my skills and stuff up to date. So it's not like, oh, after 6 months or a year it gets stale. It's like, you got, like I said, like, you kind of gotta know, do you still got it, baby? So it's like, that's something that you always got to do. And like, sometimes like the master of one, like, they're good in that capacity, but let's say in that one capacity, but I say that get phased out, or you don't need that at the time,
right?
Or you like in culinary, because we both work in kitchens, like with one person can only work the pizza station, like that's what he mastered at. But tonight, like, we need help on the line. We don't have no pizza checks whatsoever.
Word.
Pizza oven broke. No pizzas. We need you on the line, baby. You gonna get out on the line like and die. Like, you're gonna die. You're gonna be looking like and blow up. So it's like, man, like, in that situation, you would have wished, like, man, I wish you would have had another skill that you could have been like at least of help to us.
Exactly.
But you in the corner essentially watching, you know, Grease Bubble. So it's crazy how the thing is. But if I was just as like what my leadership style would be, I don't know. I'm more like the type of person to lead by example.
Right.
Like, I like to do the work first before anybody else do it. Like, I like to get there early, or I like to have and experience all the problems and the issues and the fuck ups and the failures first. So like, when it's my time to, you know, teach someone else and show them the ropes, I can tell them like, okay, bro, this is where you're gonna mess up at.
Right.
Like, you're gonna tear a hole in it if you do this. So you're gonna record a whole video with no sound. Or you're gonna do this, right? This is what's gonna happen, right? But this is how you fix it. And I was actually having this conversation with my boss. I said, I'd rather teach people like how to, she was like, you should teach everybody how to just do things perfect the first way. in the first time. I said, okay, that makes sense. I understand that. But what happened when they mess things up?
Right.
They won't have the capacity of being able to fix it because they never mess things up. They only know how to do it from perfect.
Right.
They don't know how to bring it back.
Yeah.
If they make that sauce a little bit too thick, they don't know how to bring it back.
Right.
Like,
you got to know how to fall to get up sometimes.
So like that's a part of the yeah. No.
Keep that. You got to keep that, yo. Keep that. Please keep that. Don't take that out. Leave that there. That was fire. Yo. Yeah, leave that joint. Yo. I love it.
The other question I have for the quick hit segment is what is one trait that you have that you would like to pass on to your kids?
What trait that I have?
Like one trait that you have that trait that you have. It can be your hard work, it can be your determination, it can be like your pride, it can like one trait that you possess that you would like your kids to have or inherit.
That's funny.
I told you this question is not gonna be easy, man.
You shoot some hot ones, yo. God damn. Like all right. Well, damn, what trait would I want my kids to have that I got? Just I guess standing up for yourself.
Okay.
Even when you're afraid. You know what I'm saying? Because you might stand up for yourself, but you might still, you might still got the butterflies, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, always stand up for yourself, yo, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody just do whatever to you.
Run over top of you.
Yeah, and I never been that type of guy to let nobody do nothing to me, you know, no matter what, on any level. So
you get
and
you
I ain't
get
saying
real quick.
and I ain't saying like I'm like somebody that get busy real crazy. Nah, I'm chills, man. I'm peace for real. Everything's peace over here with me, but yeah, just don't. I would want my kids to just always stand up for yourself, no matter what. Always stand up for what you believe is right.
Right.
But not because you believe is right, but because
it's the principalities
yeah,
of it.
it's the principalities. Like, make sure that, you know what I'm saying, don't just not off, sure blind belief and faith, but make sure you always research and ask questions. That's another trait I guess I would want them to have. Like, always ask a question. Always
being inquisitive,
right, you know what I'm saying? Like, always seek knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Wisdom and understanding, at all times to the end, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're going to need to get through. Always think scientifically.
I think one trait I would like my kids to inherit is my positive outlook. You feel me? Because that's one thing that people don't have. Like when bad things happen, people just go when bad things happen, people just go right into the gutter, like right into the gutter, or they be looking like, man, they go right into a slump.
Yeah.
And like, I just laugh it off. It doesn't necessarily mean, because it kind of lessens the blow of it, right? Like, once you learn how to kind of like lessens the blow of hardships, you be looking like, oh dang, like you be back on top in like no time, and like even further than that, and like that happens all the time. Like, that really happened a lot of times, like working in a restaurant, where it's like you come in and like somebody call out, or you like your station is completely empty. You can just flip out and get mad and eat that joint up. I normally like, oh,
I used to hate that.
My station is empty, like it's clean, like nothing but empty pans.
Yo, I used to hate that.
I normally just laugh maniacally, chuckle, laugh. Like, yo, that's really crazy. Like, I can't really, they did me like that. Like, they really had a hot date last night and ran out on me.
Yep, you already know it.
I could dwell on it, but I was like, you know what? At least the box is clean. Like, at least it's not dirty and disgusting. All right, and then just get in there. Like, my positive outlook is something I heard. Like, I developed like in my high school days. I used to hate getting up in the morning, going to college, or going to high school, and being in there for like those hours, and then taking those dumbass classes. And I was like, man, like, maybe if I like just be more like positive in the morning. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah,
It
man. I
won't
mean,
hurt as much.
you know,
And it didn't.
positivity is key, man. For sure. Like you have to have a positive outlook on things. Cause if you just like because if you think it negative, then you put yourself in a state of fear. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you're in a state of fear, you know it's like it's hard to really function in a state of fear. Now some people thrive well in under pressure in a state of fear. Like I said, sometimes you got to stand up for yourself even in a state of fear,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But you want to do the best that you can to not, like the worst thing you want to do is start your day off in a state of fear, because that's what you're doing off the rip. When you thinking negative and starting your day off negative, you putting yourself in a state of fear
Yep.
before you even walk out the door. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I think they said like your words has power, so like you want to use like positive word, and that
yeah,
really affects your mindset. So
yeah,
if you come into a situation already thinking like, man, it's gonna be a fucked up day, or my week gonna be fucked up, or that's what you're gonna get. But if
yeah,
you like thinking like a little bit more positive, you never know. Like you can turn your whole day and the whole situation around, and
yeah,
you be looking like, dang, like it was raining outside, and I thought it was gonna be a bad day, but next
yep,
thing you know, somebody seen you on the bus stop, gave you a ride to work.
yeah.
Then when I got to work, somebody left an umbrella at the job, and now go back
Now you got
home
an
and
umbrella,
I'm dry. Like
right?
it'd be crazy how things just turn around like that when you
That's
stay
true.
positive.
That's true.
I think the last quick hit question I got for you is, what is one like bar that you heard in a song that you just live by?
I live by a lot of bars.
I,
Pause.
yeah.
There's a lot of bars there's a lot of lyrics that rappers have said over the times that I live by. It's funny because like when I was young, me and my homies, we always had a rhyme for a situation in life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still like that today. Like I can think of a rap that I heard that reminds me of an actual encounter or a situation that I've seen or been involved in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
Or
crazy how
or,
that
or
is
any
like that.
type of like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, but one that I live by though, uh it's a few, man. It's a couple, but I remember when okay, one that I live by, I'm gonna say that it was by an artist who was my man Beans. Beans said something back in the day. I'm trying to think, because Beans used to always say cold shit.
Yeah.
And damn, what did Beans say? Like I can't think of necessarily a line right now, but what I can think of is like certain songs that I heard by Beans, like "What's Your Life Like." I remember how old I was when I first heard that. I was in like sixth grade or something like that. I was like 12, maybe, yeah, 12 going on 13. So yeah, "What's Your Life Like?" Like that joint, that whole song got sayings all through there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's just like what you can live, you can live your life by. So yeah. Um, Even though that's like talking about the streets and shit like that, but it's just certain principles you talking about
Yeah.
as men that you hold as a man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why the song was even called "What's Your Life Like," because it was like he was judging other MC's character that was claiming to be from the streets,
Mm.
and he was really talking that talk and was like, "Well, what's your life like? Mine's is real. Everything's signed and sealed." You know what I'm saying? There you go right there. You know what I'm saying? What's your
Mm.
life like? Mine's is real. Everything's signed and sealed. I live by that. I've always lived by that because I'm a stand-up guy, or at least I like to think I'm a stand-up guy. You feel me? I ain't I don't have no faulty record or nothing like that. So but that's one of them. That's one of them. You know what I'm saying? What's
Uh,
your life like?
I
Mine's is
in
real.
episode
Everything signed and
zero,
sealed.
of the podcast, the name of the episode is called "My Motivated Music Mix,"
Right.
and I broke down like the 5 songs that just kind of shaped me into the person I am.
Right.
So the first song on there, you got to listen to that episode. But the first song on there is my first song.
Okay.
The second, I think the second was like "Handed Down,"
Right.
"Spaceships."
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. You already know, bringing the drama,
Yeah,
trying to come
come
up
up
in the
in
game.
yeah. Spaceships is on there. Bigger than me.
Yeah.
I seen people in the same place 10 years later. Man, that shit is sympathetic.
Yeah.
Like that joint right there. That joint just hit me hard. Like
Like
that's fire.
I
And
go
then
to sleep with a picture of a Porsche on my wall.
and
Like
that joint too.
you already know we live by that joint. That's like, you know what I'm saying?
So
We always trying to come up in the game.
those are a couple things, couple bars, like couple songs. I mentioned a couple songs on there that like just like made me into the person I am today.
Word.
Of course, the J Jerkin is like my whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I need to know if you still got it, baby.
Yeah.
And like people really need to listen to that. Listen to the I think that was Kiss of Death. No, that wasn't Kiss of Death.
Yeah.
Was it Kiss of Death?
Yeah.
No, Kiss of Death where he got the
That was either Kiss of Death or it was We Are the Streets.
No. It's the Orange album.
I mean, not Kiss of Death. I'm sorry. Kiss the Game Goodbye. It was either Kiss the Game Goodbye or it was We Are the Streets.
I think Kiss of Death got the
Kiss
red.
of Death was the red
white
with the red when he had the red shirt.
I'm talking about the orange one, the one before that.
Yeah, that's Kiss the Game Goodbye.
Is it Kiss the Game
His
Goodbye?
first album was Kiss the Game Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that joint was fire, and I told y'all need to listen to that skit. It's called J Jerkin, and then on the second one, he made another skit on the second album too. So y'all gotta listen to that. But let's actually get into the topic of today's video, which is something that I learned from you that you're well versed in, and it's called G.A.M.E. It's the guidance, attention, and motivation education. I told you this is gonna be in your wheelhouse.
Yo, shout out to Wallow 267, because that's who I got that from.
Wallow 267.
Wallow 267.
Well, shout out to Wallow 267.
G.A.M.E. means guidance, attention, motivation, and education. Shout out to Wallow 267 and Gilly the Kid at the $1 million what's that joint called? $1 million worth of game podcast. Wallow is famous. You know what I'm saying? Gilly is famous. Gilly used to write for Wayne. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them dudes. That's who I got that from. Philly dudes. I got that from some Philly dudes.
Like we always
guidance, attention, motivation, and education. When I heard that, I was like, that makes sense.
and that stuff is like the majority of the stuff that we talk about when we actually on the phone.
Word.
And like you gave me a lot of game. There's a lot of game in your actual music, and some of the stuff that just stood out to me that you said was,
that's dope.
Ain't no respect in these streets. Like that joint still like resonate with me. The keep your heart pure with your boy that will get you far. All that slick slide ain't gonna get you shit at all.
Yeah, keep your heart pure. That'll get you far, man.
And that was like the first song that we ever did. The first time I really kind of like heard you spit like
word.
That. So like growing up, like who gave you G.A.M.E, the guidance, attention, education, and motivation when you was growing up? Like who was primarily that person, or like
man, who gave me G.A.M.E? I got G.A.M.E from a lot of people, yo, over the times, just throughout life, yo. Like I would say, like, yeah, trying to get that joint. I see it's kind of low.
I made sure this shit perfect.
And I got the tracks pulled up too, so we could play some of the new music, you know what I'm saying, whenever we get a chance.
Right.
But yeah, yo, I got G.A.M.E from like a lot of people, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like my father, he was the first person to give me G.A.M.E, I feel like, ever in life. You know what I'm saying? He the one that set me on this whole journey of knowledge and wisdom and reading books, and you know what I'm saying, always reading books. Like, you know what I'm saying, like the Wi-Fi was down in the crib recently. We just got that joint back up, but it was down, and when it was down, it was like we couldn't get on the internet and do nothing, right? But I was like, fuck it, I got all these books laying around. I was like, just give me time to get caught up on some of the books I've been reading. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like just going crazy, reading books all crazy. So yeah, my father got me on my reading books tip, and yeah, I got G.A.M.E from my pops, like some of my uncles, like a little G.A.M.E, but I would say most of the G.A.M.E I got was from my homies.
Okay.
Like my homeboys, like growing up, like my friends, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like we raised each other. Not to say that our parents didn't raise us, but we lived in a time where, like what you say, latchkey kids.
Yeah.
You say like the latchkey kids. Like, yeah, we was all me and my homies was in high school, and we all got kicked out the crib. You know what I'm saying? We was all got kicked out the crib. Like me and all my friends was homeless. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's crazy.
Because we chose to wild out and get in trouble and shit like that. So we all ended up, like doing that. But that's where I mainly got G.A.M.E from them. And I gave them game, they gave me game because we all really learned from experience. What really gave us the most game was like just our own experiences and each other's experiences. You know what I'm saying?
I would say that like, well, I spent a lot of my youth just hang around women, like my mother,
Yeah.
my aunts, my sisters and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
like they gave me a lot of knowledge for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't call that knowledge like game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I had to like kind of like get my game from like the TV shows that I
Yeah.
seen, and then like I was in a mentoring program here in Baltimore called Mentoring Male Teens in the Hood.
Yeah.
That was at Coppin. So
Yeah.
like they shared a bunch of a bunch of experience that they
Mm-hmm.
had, how to tie a tie, and some other stuff from other men, and that was
Yeah.
like actually like really cool. And then now as an adult, when I was an adult, I learned a lot of game, like you said, like from my coworkers, like from the people that I
Yeah.
worked in the
That too.
kitchen
Yeah.
with.
For sure.
Like they had like 10 years on me, maybe even more than that.
I learned a lot of game from you.
But they passed
Now when I think about it.
a lot of game to me. The guy Moneybag Ed DiBiase, who be rapping here in Baltimore, who just got his
Yeah.
clothing line up. The 1990 Now, I think I had the hat on
Okay.
and a couple parts back.
Yep.
The guy Lucius, Sean, he was like the chef that kind of taught me a lot of stuff that I know. He was
Yeah.
kind of like an asshole, but like looking back, I'm looking like, dang, like he really like gave me a lot of game.
Right.
And then the guy Shabazz, the guy Skeet, Rich Homie,
Mm-hmm.
the dude
Right.
who passed away like 2 years after I started the job, the guy Drew Davis, like he gave me a slew of game.
Right.
Like everybody in that Alonzo's Kitchen, they gave me a lot of game. And like that stuff that they taught me, I still like I pass it on. Like I pass it on to the people my age, I pass it on to you.
Right.
And like people like, dang, like where you learn this stuff at? I said, man, yo, I like you said, like I kept my ears to the ground and I listened. I could have been like, nah, like shut up, old man, like you don't know what you're talking about. Or like, yo, man, I'm young, man, I'm indestructible. But like
Right.
I really sat around, like sat down and really listened to what people really said, and like, oh, okay. And like it made me like avoid some of like the pit traps that we typically fall into.
Yeah, yeah, man. And you know what's funny is like I got game from a lot of strangers, you know what I'm saying? Like people who I don't even know their names, you know what I'm saying? Like real talk, like a lot of strangers, like people I was locked up with, maybe somebody I might have just ran into in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like had an encounter with, you get game from life, man. You get game from nature.
So, what do you wish like a piece of game somebody gave you sooner that would have like enhanced your life by leaps and bounds?
Financial game.
Financial game.
Like game on stocks, game on stock market, game on stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I always was interested in that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, my folks, they were regular what you call blue collar?
Blue collar.
Yeah, just regular blue collar workers, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, and that's cool. That my mom's and them was
you
they was
learn the
good.
hustler spirit
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
And you know what I'm saying? They raised us to be workers. We go to school and we learn to be workers and we get out into the work world. I've been working since I was 15, you know what I'm saying? I've been working since I was old enough to work.
Like
And
they teach you the hustler spirit for sure, but it's like the other side of that,
yeah,
the
but
knowledge.
I never, but yeah, I wish somebody would have taught me about finances and stocks and stock market and stuff like that early on. You feel me? Because I would have been on my Richie Rich shit. You feel me?
I think something I wish somebody would have taught me. I wish people would have taught me more about like just the whole aspects of this physical pain, like just to be like more physical. Like
Yeah.
I've been learning that. I've been like, man, like when I was young, I didn't play I didn't play football. I
Right.
didn't play sports like that. Like man, like dang. But now I'm older. I'm looking like, man, I really want to play some basketball. I'm really trying to dunk with somebody, or I'm
Right.
trying to truck somebody. Like man, like why I didn't do this when I was younger? And it was like it really wasn't nobody pulling for
Right.
me. Like yo, you should join the football team, or you should join this and that. And nobody really said nothing. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like a lot of times it'll be other guys that be like, yo, you do this, man. You 5'10".
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be perfect for this.
Right.
So it was like, man, like I spent my time just doing other stuff. Like I was getting the knowledge and I was learning how to like, hustle and how to talk to people and some other stuff. But I was like, man, like I do feel like I missed out a little bit,
Yeah.
like on that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this new like unrestricted passage of game between like men that we've been experiencing lately in like social media, like in the workplace, among your family, your friends, like in the relationship space? Like, what you think about that?
I think it's when I think about it.
Because we've been talking about like now, like the whole society is overflowing with game. Like before, especially coming from men, like before, like men wouldn't really tell you nothing. They just walked their own path and then that was it. But now
Nah, that ain't
everybody
true.
is
Men
being
always, that ain't true. Knowledge always was accessible. I mean, that's why we got society and civilization. But I think what it is that, see, back then, for you to get game, you had to travel far and wide.
okay.
You had to go across seas to go see the shaman and the monk, and you had to climb a mountain. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And go see the guru up in the mountain who was meditating, and that's where you got the wisdom from. You know what I'm saying? You had to go take a pillage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To a far land to really to learn the keys to life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now we got technology and all of the science around the world is at the click of our fingers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Whereas before you had to go to Egypt and study in Cairo, study in Timbuktu to get certain degrees in certain sciences. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And you still have to do that today. On
Right.
the real, like even with technology, you even physically still have to go to certain places, you know what I'm saying, and physically be there to learn it. Even though now with technology, you can learn anything really from
Anything.
the from because what Google is just like it's a compilation of all the world encyclopedias
Mm.
of
I
all.
never seen it like that.
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way, but that does make a lot of sense.
Yep. And so now we have access to all the world libraries. I don't have to just necessarily go to Cairo because think about it too. Everybody got websites.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to some of these places, some of these museums and all that. They got websites,
Mm-hmm.
so you can go in there and check the information out on there. You feel me? Now to physically see what they got up in there, the relics and stuff. You got to go there, but yeah, man, knowledge is infinite in this day and time, and I think that's why it seemed like we getting an overload of game from brothers. Like, yeah, because knowledge is infinite. You know what I'm saying? And with technology, it's knowledge is not only infinite, it's infinitely accessible now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
I feel
knowledge
you.
has always been infinite, but now it's infinitely accessible.
I think it's good. Like for so
It's good and it's bad.
yeah,
Because you
it's
still
bad
got
too.
maniacs who take the knowledge and they go crazy with it.
I
You know?
I personally think that like for so long, men has always wanted like a mentoree, somebody that they can teach and pass on their traditions uh and experiences to,
Yeah.
like to the next generation. I think that's something that men always want. I think that's why a lot of times men always talk about this aspect of legacy. Like I
Yeah.
want to have kids so I can build my legacy, so I
Yeah.
can teach them my traditions, my mannerisms, my philosophy.
This shit is Game of Thrones.
And it's Game of Thrones, but it's also Naruto in a way, man.
Yeah.
Like, pass on that will of fire.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, like sometimes like the information and the mannerisms and stuff they teach is not always positive.
Yeah.
Right. And
Or
that's
sometimes guys get good information and they use it for bad.
they use it for bad, yeah. And like and for my life, I just try to use like I try to be a sponge and try to soak up game from everybody.
Word.
Right. And like form my own portion of game, like
Yeah.
really shape it.
Yeah.
Because like that's why I be like, oh, well, that person a liar. Okay, that lie has some validity to it, and like this person always tell the truth. Well, like that truth has some validity, and this person is poor. Okay, what they say makes sense, but this person is rich. Okay, that makes sense, and I like really like take it all in and really like think about it and congest it and really think like,
Right.
okay, like this is how life is. I
Right.
always say like life is more like a circle,
Right.
what goes around, it comes back around. So like I just take everything in. But I love like the passions of this game nowadays. Like everybody, starting a podcast or they're on TikTok and they exchange the game, they're on YouTube.
Yeah.
they writing books, they doing
Yeah.
audio books. It's so many ways you can find it, and
Mm-hmm.
like it's just a lot of people are more open and receptive to it now.
Yeah.
So that's big respect.
Yeah.
Like I guess every like
And what's dope, and what also is dope is that, not to cut you off, but what also is dope is that like if you got if you got knowledge in a field, you can make money by creating courses online. And that's another thing. Like there's so many courses online for different skills and stuff. Like right now I'm studying health. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't in a health school, I'm not even a high school graduate, but because knowledge is so infinite. And on the real, a lot of our great scholars, there's a lot of great scholars who didn't even go to school. They didn't go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like John Henry Clark didn't necessarily go to school. But I mean, I think he eventually did get something, but I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But from what I did know, from what I do know is that John Henry Clark, one of our great scholars, Black African American scholars, he didn't go to school, but he was still in the universities debating with all of the professors because he had the knowledge because he read books. All you got to do is just be informed. And then you have to have basic skills like reading and comprehension.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got reading and comprehension, honestly, that's what our people did in the beginning before we was even able to go to schools.
And
we
that's
had
why
our
they
own
flourished.
schools and we taught ourselves. Frederick Douglass taught himself. He didn't go to college, but you don't necessarily got to go to college to get the knowledge. And there's nothing wrong with going to college and getting the knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
And
But
it's crazy, right? Because yeah, you haven't been to school, but
I'm into health now.
but you're super intelligent and you able to have like intelligent conversations and like say some of the most craziest profound things, and it's like, oh dang, like I'm not looking at you like, oh, you never went to school, but it's like looking at it going to school, I'm looking like, man, going to college and going to high school and graduating, like the knowledge that they kind of give you at times, it just is meaningless.
Yeah.
Like it's just book knowledge is meaningless. It's not that comprehension. And it's
Right.
like the reason why so many people do flourish out here is because the comprehension and
Right.
understanding that they have. And like you see it all the time, right? And it's crazy, right? It's so many artists, there's so many actors that like they go to college, right? And what they do, they drop out.
Yeah.
Kanye is one of them. They drop out.
College dropout.
They drop out. They get super successful.
Yeah.
Like super successful in that field
Right.
because they got the comprehension. They got those skills. They get big, and what they typically do, they go back to school and finish that college. Ball players do this a lot. Like
Yeah.
they get the money, they get the success, they get the fame, and what they do. Next thing you know, you see a picture of them walking across stage.
Yeah.
And you looking like, dang, like that's crazy. Like they go back and get the knowledge because now they seeing like, oh, you
got to get a skill, man.
They understand how important it is. So I do say like, I be like, yo, I say it from time to time as a joke. I'd be like, yo, kids, don't go to college. Like the only thing good about college is like, is a lot of like good looking women there. Right. like the one, like it may be like 10 good looking women in your high school that's bad. And like when you go to college, all of them bad.
Right.
Like it's crazy. But like it is important. College is important, but it really depends on like how you use it. In our last podcast episode, me and the girl Ash Karama, we was talking about our college experiences. And one of the things was what advice would you give to new college students, like new students about college? Like, is it don't go to college, or like, yo, be careful how you use it? So and so that's just very interesting. You don't really need that to learn.
What I think is dope about college is that college is where you can go. College is a place for intellectuals. See, the first university, I like to say university versus the term college.
Okay.
But the first universities was built in Timbuktu, was built in West Africa. King Mansa Musa built the first university. Okay. Actual school building campus where scholars and students came to learn. Now, they mainly taught Islamic teachings, but at the same time, they taught science, they taught math, you know what I'm saying? They taught engineering and stuff like that as well. Just look up King Mansa Musa. You know, he was the richest man to ever live.
Mm.
Yeah, even like I think Jeff Bezos has like a quarter of what his wealth would be considered today. You know, so and that's actually who the Black Panther was kind of. His wealth was kind of like
The strength of the
where they
Black
got that
Panther.
from, but that's I'm deviating with that. But
oh, so are you saying that so the Black Panther T'Challa is like
it's kind of yeah, he's based on sort of like King Mansa Musa, and not only is he based on King Mansa Musa, but he's based on an idea of a futuristic African world.
well, Akon is actually like building one of those right
For
now.
sure, yeah,
Like
yeah. But you know, yeah, he is, yeah.
Yeah, he doing his thing.
He doing his thing.
He's doing his thing.
But yeah, so yeah, first universities was built in West Africa. You know, King Mansa Musa. And I forget what the name of it is, but you could Google it. Just Google the University of in Timbuktu. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually documented as the first built university.
Okay.
You know, in human history. So over here and all over the world, we have universities and stuff like that. But you know, Africans or African people or whatever. A lot of people, I'm using the term African for lack of a better term, but I usually I like to use the term original. Original people, we've always had universities. So it's not wrong with a university. It's just what are we teaching in the universities?
Yeah,
what are
man.
the people learning in the universities? You know what I'm saying?
Macaroni art, man.
Right.
That joint crazy, man. You learn
macaroni.
how to draw stick figures, man. That joint crazy. You
Right.
do 4 years there, and you don't really know nothing. Like it'd be crazy. You see it all the time in the kitchen, man. You see it all the time. People do like 2 years, 4 years at a culinary institution, and when they get on the line, they just go down. That soul lift up. They die. You on there like, what happened to that boy? You don't even know what happened to him. Like that just be crazy. So name a few things that been giving you some of the best game that you're applying or that you apply nowadays. Now I would tell you mine first. I'm gonna tell you mine first. I think like 3 years ago, I stumbled onto the guy Dave Ramsey. And yo told me about like the 7 baby steps that you need to do to become financial free, and that joint, Dave Ramsey stuff, that like kind of like opened the game up to me.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember like just walking around like, damn, Dave Ramsey, like talk that financial plan and shit, man. They need all of this. Like, tell them how to save 1,000. Like, tell them how to flip that into this. They need all of this.
Yeah, yeah.
The book that I read this year, Rich Dad Poor Dad, that kind of like opened the game up to me. Like, I'm looking like, dang, like you gotta get out the rat race. My grandmother and my foster mom, they give me a bunch of game.
Yeah.
The way that they live compared to like my mother and my father and my actual family is completely, my blood family is completely different. Like they live from more of like a prosperous kind of like viewpoint, and like my family got more of the like, okay, materialistic, the hood type of viewpoint. So they give me a lot of game. Like my grandmother worked in healthcare, so she gave me a lot of game of like, you know, how people act at every stage in life, right? How people act in... Hey, Miss Keisha.
Keep that.
Yeah. So how people act like in the workplace, how your friends gonna move, how your family gonna move. Like she gave me a lot of game.
Yeah.
And then my foster mom, she gave me a lot of game on the, you know, especially the financial planning side. Like, yo, these are some moves you want to make as far as building your credit and developing. Like this is how you want to do these are the pitfalls and traps you don't want to fall into when it comes to like relationships. And since she's gay, she can give me the game on both sides. So she always said like, I'm like your brother, sister in a way, like your mother, father in a way. So I could tell you like the guy's point on it, and I also can tell you the lady point on it. And I'd be looking like, dang, like
that's an ill dichotomy.
I'm blessed. And then of course music, but I'm looking like, dang, right now I'm blessed with like so many sources that this gave me game that really just opened up my whole like my brain. Like dang, like,
I got you.
Like this shit is crazy. Like I would have never knew this.
I got you.
If I only was like getting my water from one location.
Yeah.
So Like, what are some few things that gave you some of the best game you heard and that you still applying to this day?
Well, man, just recently, man, like getting on like the health thing, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to transition from the meat diet to the vegan lifestyle.
You be eating the grass and stuff like that.
Yeah. You already know, herbivore on my herbivore
Herbivore, the
tip,
spicy
the
ginger
herbs and the
water with the
spices.
cayenne pepper in
You
it.
already know all that herbs and spices and all that stuff like that. I'm transitioning though still right now. I haven't fully did it yet, but last year I went the whole year without eating meat. And well, I wouldn't even say the whole year. I ate meat. I didn't eat meat for 11 months because I broke the whole meat. I broke my vegan fast kind of. I say kind of because it wasn't really a fast. It was more so me on it. But like I said, when you on this type of transition, it's going to be an up and down battle.
Yeah.
Right. So
the best
game. Yeah, I ended up eating that. Yeah, ended up eating that turkey on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Like, this my first year going vegan. It was like, Thanksgiving. But this year, I will not be eating no turkey on Thanksgiving. I'm just going to eat the collard greens and the yams.
Don't get cool with the collard greens. They may put some pork in there.
Not my folks. They're not going. Nah. My folks ain't going to do that to me. They ain't gonna do that to me. They know I don't do that.
Eat the potato salad. You go with the potato salad.
Oh yeah. We're gonna tear that up. That macaroni salad, all that too. Just as long as there ain't no seafood in it, nothing like that. Honestly, I'm a cook, so I might even whip up my own little vegan potato salad and macaroni salad for the family.
They got that Beyond Meat now out here, so
I definitely I rock. I rock with the supplements. I rock the substitute. The vegan protein, all that base meat. Yeah, I rock with that. That's part of my transition. You know what I'm saying? And I think for anybody that's trying to transition, before I give you who I've been getting game from or where I've been getting game from lately in life, dealing with my health transition. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what anybody, if you're trying to transition from eating meat to vegetables, just like eat the vegetables that you like to eat. You know what I'm saying? Start out doing that before you start getting crazy and looking up stuff like, all kind of stuff you ain't never heard of before. You know what I'm saying? Which is fine because you're going to eventually go into that world, but start off with what you know. You know what I'm saying? And that way you could transition that way and try to read books on, read books on it. Like, get books and information. Like if you don't like reading physical books, get some PDFs, you know what I'm saying? Or watch some, it's all kind of like people just, but it's knowledge all over the net. But my man, Dr. Inky, I rock with him real heavy. He's kind of like the predecessor to like Dr. Sabi, you know what I'm saying? And they both deal with the whole vegan diet and stuff like that. So I've been reading. He got a few books out, and I've been reading his book called The Soul Craft, and that's dealing with calisthenics and isometrics and how that makes the body healthy. And what you have to do is you have to keep the bone, the skeleton strong. You understand what I'm saying? Because what happens is the bone marrow begins to rot. You understand what I'm saying? And the way it rots is because when we eat meat, we're not getting the body's not getting the proper proteins and minerals that it's supposed to have. You understand what I'm saying? So then that means that the body has to feed on the bones, and it takes the blood from the bone marrow, and it makes the skeleton. It makes the skeleton weak, and once the skeleton gets weak, then that's also the cause of aging. That's what I've been learning since I've been reading this book. You know what I'm saying? That's also the cause of aging, the weakening of the bones, the bone marrow rotting. So I was like, damn, that's to me, that's game right there. I'm like, damn, okay, so all right, keep the bone strong. Make sure you have strong bones and strong bone density. You know what I'm saying? And calisthenics workout. You feel me? Isometrics. Honestly, I don't even know what the hell isometrics is. I mean, I ain't even on front. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no college nigga, no high school nigga. Y'all know what it is with me.
Man, I'm
in college. But I definitely seek knowledge and I do a whole lot of reading. But when I read, it's funny because like I write words down that I never heard of before, and I go back and I look them up. You know what I'm saying? I study them, get the meaning of them, so that before you even try to start using words. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I threw isometrics in there because that's a part of what I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? He put that together, calisthenics and isometrics, and said that that's one of the keys to keeping the bones and the skeleton strong so that the body wouldn't have to feed off of the bone marrow. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm dealing with a lot of that, health stuff, and then of course, that the financial thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to think. What's my man name that wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad?
His name was Robert
Kawasaki.
Yeah.
So that's who I was getting into his stuff real heavy this year, like toward like a couple months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't been on listening to the financial gurus lately because I've been listening to the health guys lately, getting on my health shit. But I'm still on my financial shit, of course. And Robert Kawasaki was one of those guys that I've been listening to all year. You know what I'm saying? And I listened to the whole audio book of Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah, I gotta run it back.
I listened to the entire audio book. I listened to it like twice. For like a month straight. I was like going to sleep to that joint, waking up to it. I was at work with it in my head, my headphones, listening to it. So, definitely trying to get on that financial thing, like just trying to get financial discipline right now before I even start thinking about like investments and, all this other stuff. It's like first get your discipline in order, and I got the new position, running the spot, running my own kitchen now. So it's like with that responsibility, that's dope, and this is my first time, like really, I've been cooking for years, and it's like this is my first time stepping into that role. So that's dope, and then it's just every day is a chance to better yourself.
Right. You know what? It's crazy you mentioned something about yourself, right?
So it's all about the self. It's all about the self.
So this is the last part. So like how do you see yourself? I always say, right? There's three sides of me. It's three sides of Twan, right? It's the college boy side, it's the nerd side, and it's the hood Twan. It's the hood Esco, right?
Yeah.
And like the college boy side of me, right? The college man side of me is the side that like to use the big uncommon words, right?
Yeah.
Like not just because, but like use that, or like to correlate like things that happen on the regular to like astronomical knowledge stuff, right?
Right.
And like you probably hear it a lot of times in our conversation. I'd be like, oh, it's like this, or like a supernova, right? And you looking like, dang, but it's just showing how like, okay, how everything is connected, right? And then you have the nerd side of me, and like I gotta say, I love the nerd side of me. I don't know why people don't love. Well, people are turning around and starting to enjoy the nerd stuff because the nerds have the best hobbies, man.
The nerds gonna win in the end.
The nerds got the best hobbies. They got the computers.
Nah, but the nerds, real talk, gonna win in the end. I mean, I used to love Star Trek when I was a kid and stuff like that. Like Star Trek is about humans being in space. The nerds will win in the end.
That's where kind of where society is going.
Yeah, like everybody, like the whole caveman, that stuff is out, man. But at the same time, like men are still men, and men should still be men.
Yeah,
but like but yeah, like knowledge, it's becoming cool to have knowledge and wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Only thing is, that's why I always add the understanding part at the end, because you could know a lot, you could be applying a lot.
Yeah, that's true too.
But like one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I can't change.
Yeah, the serenity,
the strength to change the things that I can, and the understanding and the wisdom to know the difference.
Yeah.
Right. Now I heard a brother put it in a different way today that blew my mind. What he said? He said, Lord, please grant me the science to accept the things that I cannot change, and the technology to be able to change the things that I can, and the mathematics to know the difference. I said, whoa, okay, the science.
That boy's spitting.
He said, give me the science to accept the things that I cannot change, because the science is about knowing. It's about experimentation. You trying to, it's about hypothesis and trying to, you asking a question to figure out, and you doing experimentation to find something out.
And that's kind of what you do when you. That's kind of what nerds do.
Right.
Like
so
they do
grant me the science to accept the things that I cannot change, and grant me the technology to change the things that I can. The technology to change the things that I can, because what it is, it takes technology.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like and everything is technology. Your art is your technology. You know what I'm saying? Now, technology isn't always art, but art is technology.
Yeah, that is true.
You understand what I'm saying?
If you see how technology is laid out and how it's shaped,
and shout out to African Creation Energy on YouTube. I learned that from that brother.
The way
you know what I'm saying,
like shaped and formed and like the technology and how it looks, it's like, oh, it is art to it.
Yeah.
And like a lot that stuff is kind of like made and constructed and thought of from people that was like consider themselves nerds. And I gotta say that nerds have the best hobbies, man. They play all the best games, the anime.
Man, nerds build computers from scratch and stuff. You know,
the cars,
they do stuff like this, podcasts and stuff, cameras,
lights, like this. That's the stuff that like nerds do. And then the other side of me, which is the hood twine, and who respect the aspect of the game, the life, the hustle, the finesse, the leverage, the loyalty, the respect, the motivation, the code. And I kind of learned a lot of that stuff from watching those gangster movies. Mostly the mafioso stuff that I really like fuck with and associated with, because it was like a specific rules, and this person is a made man, and this is the structure. You soldier status, and this is the underboss. But it really shows like, oh, we are family. Yeah, these are the rules that we play by. We all can make money and prosper in this game.
Like you said, the question you asked me earlier, think of a line that you live by. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily live by this, but I to the whole letter of the rhyme, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not necessarily a gangster or nothing like that. But my man Kiss had a joint on Kiss the Game Goodbye. We talked about Beans earlier. Yeah. It's funny that we talked about Kiss too. Well, Kiss had a line and he said, actually, him and Nas, it was a joint with him and Nas, and he said, gangsters live, gangsters die, grab your gun, soldiers ride, show discipline, nigga. Then and it's like, show discipline, nigga. You know what I mean? And then it was like, damn, yo. And I remember when I was young and I used to hear that, at a time in my life, I did used to live by the letter. It was like, show discipline. And it's still like that to this day. Show discipline.
But you gotta show, nowadays you're showing discipline.
And who you showing discipline to? You showing discipline to yourself, for one. Right. Because discipline is for you.
Yeah, it's not for somebody.
It's not for somebody else. It's for you to stay intact. It's for you to stay safe. It's for you to make the proper decisions. It's for you to be right and exact. So discipline is for you. And then also discipline is for the babies who's watching you. You feel me? So that they learn what true discipline is.
How you being locked
in. Because even though discipline is for you, you're still an example for someone that's watching you.
Right. You gotta watch the young eyes. Not everybody, but specifically young eyes, they pick up on everything that you do.
Yeah, for sure.
I work hard and I have a strong work ethic because my mother had a strong work ethic, and I seen it. Yeah. And I don't really complain about stuff because my mother never complained. She had us on the bus going to Union Memorial Hospital to get our shots and our vaccinations, and she didn't. It was 15 degrees outside. She didn't complain. She didn't huff and puff. She got dressed, got us, put the food in the bag, and took us, and we went and came back, frozen, red, and cold, and all that. And she never complained and bickered, and no. So I learned that from her. I learned the discipline of just doing it, stay locking in, and handle it from her. And I was young at that time, so like discipline is super important.
Yeah, man.
So but when I think of you, right, when I think of Mega, I always think of it's kind of like you're a person that you well versed in the street, in the hood university, and like you graduated from that, and now you're currently taking classes that knowledge you. Yeah. Like more on I don't want to and subscribe to the hood stuff. Like I'm older, I'm 30, like I already hit my milestone. I survived. Because
I wouldn't even say I graduated hood school. What's hood school?
Hood school is the street knowledge. Like a lot of is a portion of people that don't have the street knowledge, the know-how. Like when you go into the 7-Eleven,
street knowledge is basic survival common sense. But so if you say
not common though.
No, I'm saying street knowledge, that's what that is. It's basic survival common sense. Right. That's what street knowledge is. You know what I'm saying? So if you're saying that that's what I learned and I graduated from that, then I agree with you on that because I'm still here today,
Right.
and I no longer partake in that type of lifestyle.
But
You know what I'm
you
saying?
understand the aspects of how that lifestyle works and
Right.
the roads and where it leads.
For sure.
Right. And then acknowledge you is like, okay, that's where you currently taking classes at.
Yeah.
And like you're learning, like, oh, you know, what will happen when I get my money right? Like,
Yeah.
is it
Yeah,
going to
it's
lead me
about
to a better job? It's going to
it's
lead me
about
to investments. It's going
it's
to lead me to
about
this.
growth.
Like,
Yeah.
what type of growth
It's about growth now.
will I have in my life when I
Mhm.
experience that, right? And that's kind of how I see you, Mega. Like
The
I see you
streets,
as a
see,
person,
the streets is like the battlefield. See,
right?
some of us go to the army. Some of us go to the streets. The streets is like the army.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie. Like
Back then, yeah. Like
yeah,
you
it's
graduate.
well back then when it was discipline and it was order, yeah, you know, it was like the army. Now I don't know what the streets is now. I don't
Yeah,
I don't do
stay
nothing
far
in the
from it.
streets, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the hell.
in the house by
But
9.
I only know what my loved ones who know, you know, if you know, you know. That's it. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud not to know a lot of shit. Cause that's another thing. Like, it's dope to know, but then there's sometimes you don't want to know, dog.
Yeah.
Some shit you don't want to know. Some shit you don't want to be informed on or you don't want to be involved in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like some things you just don't want to know, man.
So my final question is, man, like, how do you see yourself? I told you it's like three
Right.
sides to
And the
me.
way I see myself, man, the way I see myself is a seeker of knowledge, a lover of truth, and and I see myself as a scientific mind because I like the I'm inquisitive, man. I'm always asking questions. I'm always writing out hypotheses and trying to do experimentation
Crazy.
and
I be
figure
doing
things
that
out.
too, but
You know what I'm saying? And figure out how things work, you know. So or how I can make things or how I can manipulate nature to my betterment. I'm always trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? So and that's all about and to me, I think that's the whole purpose to life. Like that's what humans do. That's what we do. We manipulate nature to suit us.
see, I don't
You
need to.
know,
Yeah.
but there's a way of doing it where you don't hurt nature. There's a way where it's kind of like a give and take. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can.
And that's how it should be. Because see, now we've used science to, you know, kind of really take more so take than give back. So it's like, yeah, that's my thing. That's why I'm into the whole vegan holistic health thing. You know what I'm saying? Because not only is that good for me, it helps my body, but then a whole bunch of animals don't get slaughtered and stuff like that, you know, and because I'm not because the more people that stop buying meat and eating meat, then the less animals get killed. You know what I'm saying? And people they're gonna
Yeah,
stop killing
if
animals.
there's not a need for it,
If
like
it's not exactly,
if it's not a need for it, that
and
people
then there
wouldn't
comes
do it.
and who knows if 1,000 years from now human beings nobody want to eat meat no more, then you know that means no more animals will be slaughtered. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But
So that's a way of giving back to nature.
like
You
I
know,
said, life
it's
is a
always about
circle.
giving back, and you know when you taking because that's all it is because you all everything you know what I'm saying you're gonna have to give everything back eventually. You know what I'm
You
saying?
come from the what they say you come from the dirt, you're gonna go back and do it,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
So that's crazy. But this is episode 2, you know, of the Just Send It podcast, man, with the man, the myth, the legend, Mega
Mega.
Man, and your boy Riley Esco. And please like the pod, rate the pod, subscribe to the channel. Man, we gonna keep it rolling, man. You really showed up and really came to pod, man. Came to pod.
Yeah,
I've been trying to get you on the show for a while,
yeah,
on a
man.
podcast for a while, and
And
I'm
I'm gonna
glad
be
I had the
back, yo.
opportunity to. You
You know
most
I'm gonna
definitely
be
gonna be
back for
back,
sure. You
man.
know I gotta come back. You know what I mean?
Every phone call is like a podcast episode, man.
Yeah,
You
you
drop
already know, man.
you drop so much game on me.
Content creation.
And other than that, man, until next episode, so we out.
Peace.
Did I make an outro you get for this?
Oh damn. Did you want me to drop the joint or not?
You know what? We're gonna
Or we gonna hold that for next
we're
time.
gonna I'm gonna see can I add one of Mega's songs at the outro for the pod.
Yeah,
So
I got you.
you send me a
and
song,
I got a joint for you. I got a brand new joint for you. We can do
and
that.
I'm gonna edit it in to be the outro for the podcast.
Bet.
So
That's what it is.
without further ado, we out of here.
Peace.